Sue you for everything you have. I will sue you as far as I'm concerned, you hear me? One wrong move on live television can end years of hard work, Ashley. Simpson did not just miss a note, she missed the chance to recover music from lip-sync fails. 2 offensive jokes. Some celebrities walked into night shows with fame and walked out with a wrecked image. Actually, you're dressed better than her husband. Thank you now. This is about those unforgettable moments that sent careers downhill. All caught on late-night cameras. Senator O'Connor's silent storm on live television. She stood there still and focused, her voice calm but firm. Sonade sang directly into the camera. Her eyes locked in with clear purpose, her hands slowly lifted a photo. And that moment carried more weight than anything she had sung so far. Music after that silence filled the air, no applause, no cheers. Just her stare, strong and cold, held right into the lens. The stage around her felt heavier, as she stood alone. Steady, not speaking another word. Fight the real enemy. TV mistake that shook a career. Australia's next top model blunder. The stage was glowing and everyone held their breath. Sarah Murdoch, standing center stage, was ready to announce the big moment. Her voice was calm, but you could feel the tension in the room. It all comes down to this moment. She looked between the 2 finalists, building suspense. Then with a smile she announced Kelsey as the winner. The crowd exploded with cheers. It's you, Kelsey. Kelsey was overwhelmed. Fireworks lit the stage. She started thanking people, her voice shaking with emotion and disbelief. It felt like a perfect ending, I feel, but then everything changed. Sarah suddenly froze, touched her earpiece, and her face dropped. What she said next shocked everyone in the room. God, I don't know what to say right now. I'm feeling a bit sick about this. No, she corrected herself on live TV. Amanda was the real winner. Kelsey looked stunned. The crowd fell into silence. It was the kind of mistake that live shows fear the most. I'm so sorry, it's Amanda. I'm so sorry it was fed to me wrong. Juliana Ranzik's comment that sparked backlash. The host started off praising Zanaya's style. I love Zanaya's style, and I love when she has the little hair. She just had it, but her tone quickly changed. She then said something that crossed a line. I think she's such a tiny frame that this hair to me overwhelms her. Then came the part that caused the real stir. With a smirk and almost laughing, Juliana added something that many took as offensive, like, I feel like she smells like pulley oil. As the audience reacted, she added another word, one that only made things worse. Or weed. Yeah, maybe weed, Martin. Lawrence got banned from SNL. Martin opened with a serious look in a risky topic. The audience reacted with nervous laughter. Yeah, man, oh man, look at all these white people. He tried to defend himself but kept going in the same direction. His tone was playful, but the words were not safe for live TV, and he thought he said, what will white man do? What will white man do? You know? And the first thing came to Brother's head was get it on ice. Then he began acting out scenes, even pointing at the audience. It made the whole moment feel raw and too real. It scares me so bad I don't go to bed without a nutty buddy by my side. Y'all, he hit the final punchline, and the crowd exploded, but the damage was done. It was loud, direct, and the network was not happy. I got to say something, some of you are not washing your properly bill. Marr faced backlash for his 9/11's remarks on national television, less than a week after the tragedy. Marr responded to a comment with a bold and dangerous take. His tone was calm but firm. We have been the cowards lobbing cruise missiles from 2,000 meters away. One of the guests instantly reacted. She looked shocked and raised her hand in protest. That's cowardly. Mayer then doubled down. He used his hands to make sharp gestures and finished with a statement that upset many viewers in the airplane. When it hits the building, say what you want about it, not carrot bobcat. Gold tweet burned more than just the couch. He started with a serious tone, claiming he was a great example for kids. Jay raised his eyebrows, clearly caught off guard. Really? I think they need more role models like me. Really? Yeah, that's the problem with Americans' youth today. Then things took a strange turn. Bobcat leaned in and kept going with his wild ideas, all while Jay laughed nervously. Anyone else? I think, well, it is sweeps, and I love Jay very much, and I thought. Suddenly he reached for something, turned his back, and then said something no one expected. Well, what if I don't know, what if I set his furniture on fire before anyone could stop him? He lit it aflame, burst out. Jay jumped from his seat, trying to put it out. I'll set that on fire. Music. Now you have to sit in this. Jay pointed to the burnt spot and told him to sit down. Bobcat refused. I'm not sitting in it. Sit in that chair, you know? Jerry, I'm no stranger. Sitting in gas. Andy Kaufman lost control on Letterman's show. He began shouting at Jerry Lawler, claiming he could have taken legal action but chose not to. I could have sued you. I could have sued you for everything you're worth, and I didn't because I'm not that kind of a guy. Yeah. Andy got more upset. Jerry suddenly stood up and shoved him off his chair. Going to pause here for station identification. Get the hoses out. Applause. Andy returned furious, grabbed Letterman's mug and threw the drink in his face. Sue you for everything you have. I will sue you as far as I'm concerned, you hear me? James Brown went off the rails on live TV. He was smiling too much for someone facing the media after a violent incident. When Sonia asked about the trouble, he ignored it and started singing with a wild grin. James Brown. How did all of this trouble begin? Living in America. Sonia tried again, but James kept denying everything. His voice stayed upbeat, but his body language felt fake. He avoided every serious question with jokes, or more songs have all the charges been dropped. Yeah, out of love Natalia kills and Willie Moon's career-killing meltdown. Natalia pointed at Joe and said he copied her husband, calling it disgusting. Joe looked confused and uncomfortable. Creative integrity and intellectual property. I am disgusted, Willie, followed with a strange and offensive comment comparing Joe to a horror movie character. I mean, it's like Norman Bates dressing up in his mother's clothing. It's Mel Blatt, defended Joe, saying he looked better than Willie. The crowd cheered, and Natalia looked furious. Actually, you're dressed better than her husband. Thank you. Now, soon after this episode, both Natalia and Willie were removed from the show due to public backlash. Mia's middle finger controversy at Super Bowl show. While performing in front of millions, Mia suddenly raised her middle finger straight to the camera with a defiant look as if daring the world to react. Applause. This moment caused massive backlash, and Mia was widely criticized. The NFL later took legal action. Fergie's anthem left the NBA crowd confused while Fergie sang with full confidence. Many faces in the crowd showed clear confusion. Some players even smiled or tried not to laugh as she hit the high note with dramatic flair. Draymond Green and others could not hold back their reaction. Applause. Donuts and Sid Rosenberg's radio meltdown that ended careers. While chatting with Sid Rosenberg, both men crossed a line that would spark a storm. Their talk about a women's basketball game turned into offensive jokes. It started lightly but moved into shocking territory. And AI man, they beat Rooters by 13 points. That's some rough girls from Rooters, man. They got tattoos and their tone was casual, almost amused, as if unaware of the damage. What was meant as banter ended up exposing something far more serious. Some hardcore hoes. That's some nappy-headed hoes there. I'm going to tell you that, man, that's some Julie and Clary's career-changing joke on live TV. After a brief playful exchange, Clary looked around the spooky stage and dropped a quick joke about Hampstead Heath. It got laughs, but no one saw what was coming next. Very nice of you to recreate hamster teeth for me here then, he calmly said something about a politician that left the room stunned. Ross froze, and the mood shifted instantly. As a matter of fact, I've just been fisting Norman Lamont. Ross tried to move on, but Clary added one more jab. The host looked uneasy, and the moment became unforgettable. Talk about Julian, talk about the Red Fox Roseanne Barr's anthem disaster that shocked the country. Roseanne walked onto the field smiling and relaxed. As soon as she started singing, the crowd looked confused. Her voice was loud, off-key, and way too harsh. Music. Applause. She kept going with strange gestures, even covering her ears like she was mocking the whole thing. Some fans were still laughing, others began to boo. Applause. Music. But then came the final moment. She finished the anthem with a scream, grabbed her crotch, and spit on the ground. The stadium was applause. Furious. Lance Armstrong's career collapsed in a single interview. Oprah sat across from Lance Armstrong with a serious look. Her voice was calm, but her questions went straight to the point. Lance looked tense, but ready. Let's start with the questions that people around the world have been waiting for you to answer, and for now, I'd just like a yes or no. She asked if he had used banned substances. Lance answered yes. Without hesitation, his face stayed serious. The moment felt heavy. Do you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance? Yes. Question after question, Oprah listed more substances. Lance admitted to all of them one by one with no sign of emotion. Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance? Yes. Ashley Simpson walked off stage. After lip-sync disaster, she stood ready at the mic, but the voice that came out was no.